Welcome to the Saturday preview. Back to Randwick, remaining heavy. Glenn Pollitt, Gordon.
Hey,
g'day.
Gord. G'day, Mark.
Morning, guys.
There they are.
Yeah. Extra special guest coming on the rant on Monday.
Who's coming?
Waterhouse. Get him on.
Oh, wow.
Why?
I don't know. He's probably got something to spruik.
Well, he's got his new
Be some angle.
his new core opened up. So.
Indeed. But anyway, more about that obviously on Monday.
Did you
Meanwhile,
cop that ride in the last race at Murwillumbah yesterday? Did you watch that, Gord?
No, what was it?
Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
No, I was only watching Hawkesbury. Yeah.
Well, Matthew Dunn was going for the 6 winners out of 6.
Oh,
The stable rider came down the outside. I think her name's Emily Atkinson.
Yep.
She won the race. She should get 6 weeks for winning the race because she should have got 2 years if she didn't.
Yeah, really.
Wait till you have a look at it. It's the maddest thing I've ever seen in the race course.
So it knocked off his odds on pop or something, did it? Or
Yeah, but begrudgingly.
oh, it's like shooting Bambi, Glenn. You know, like
I know you people that don't do any damn homework. I tell you to check out Murwillumbah last race yesterday. The ride on the winner. Yeah, and I'm saying she should get 6 weeks for the ride.
Yeah.
And she won. Unbelievable. Maddest thing I've ever seen. Not to mention, a few other things that happen up there these days. Some strong, I've got to cut that.
And Randwick tomorrow, rail out 4 metres. There is a chance that we get a shower in the morning. They're saying like 50% chance, 4 a.m., which could complicate the drying that's happened, Glenn, because, of course, the weather's been really balmy the last, certainly day and a half. So 4 metre rail, wind from the south could help leaders inside. Race 1 is 1,300 metres. Travis is our favourite at $3. Edison $6.50. Paper Warrior $7. Ferretti $8. Tajori $8.50. Sweeping Statement heads the double figures horses at $11. The map says above average speed with Tajori, and I think, Gord, you're of the opinion that Mapmaker thinks that lightly weighted runners will make a serious effort to push through. It's one of those runners. Tajori to lead Ferretti, who's back in distance with the blinkers on. Brazen Gem is box seating. Edison handy midfield, and Sweeping Statement off them. Favourite goes back to last, Glenn, here, but he's obviously a horse of interest.
He's a horse of talent, Mark, and that's number 2, Travis. I didn't like 8 Down. I didn't think the Highway horse had much hope to Tajori, and I didn't like the 2-year-old, so they made the race a bit thinner for me. And I thought he was clearly top pick, number 2.
Gord, I wanted to say that number 9, Bazooka, had trialled really well, so I was happy to leave it in of the 8 Down, but I can see Glenn's point. They are 2-year-olds racing against 3-year-olds.
Went off a dominant win to its spell, trialled very well this time in. No weight on its back. I think it's, not on the roulette. David Payne obviously been going pretty well lately, so a couple of ticks there for sure.
Yeah, but according to Glenn, he's the only one allowed to find D Payne, which he's generally inscrutable. Which direction are you going?
Oh well, I was first. If the map works out or the bias works out as you just suggested, I'm going to entertain something on Ferretti. I love the blinkers being applied. I thought it would actually get control, so I'm a bit confused about Racing New South Wales map, but down in weight, control. Thought its run had more credit than people realised last start, and didn't mind the trial in between before this run.
It is its last ever chance, isn't it, Ferretti?
Absolute, kitchen sink job.
Yeah, well, look, I'm with the favourite with small reservations. Obviously, 2 wins at Warwick Farm. Blousing down the outside was suited the other day, but I mean, he's lightly raced. He's got a bit of scope, and these are, what is the form? The form is midweek. It's that race that he won. The Highway is full. Feel the Night $6. Golden Avenger $6.50 with Chazelle's. Bad Boy for Love $7.50. Talus at $8.50. Foxy LaBelle is the shortest of the remainder at $10. And it's a fast speed. Mapmaker has I'm in a break, fresh up, back in distance with blinkers back on. Blinkers on. Sooling through from the inside to lead Talus, who I had leading. Lord Tony is another fast horse, but he's got it trailing. He's got N. Conti 3 wide outside the lead. And the other wildcard leader is Nobody's Puppet. Kathy from the outside draw needs 1 scratching to get a run. And I thought it would could easily press on to render a fast pace here. GP, where are we starting with this race?
Oh, I'm starting with 18, guys. I like this horse. I like the stable change. I like the setup. I think it's a proper animal field tonight, and it's been a good highway horse in the past. To beat number 10, and it's called
Talus.
Talus, because it's racing tremendously, and I like the big positive for the rider change. CJ to Brenton there, and I think it's also lightly raced. It'll handle the conditions. And 9, the ISO Rich of highway horses, Bad Boy for Love, just keeps going round and round and doing a good job. But there's other numbers.
Yeah. Good. You're with Talus, I believe.
Yeah, really open race. Yet again, I'm going for a go-forward horse. I thought it was going to lead. It was restrained quite aggressively by CJ Graham to sit OSL last start, and then had the hide after over-racing and not being balanced the whole way to actually be strong through the line. Totally agree with Glenn. The jockey booking here is very important, and the map is positive. So in a really open race where I could make a case for probably 10 runners, the bet I'm going to entertain is number 10, Talus.
Yeah, I definitely think the Talus has got an enormous chance. I found the Scone horse, Scara Bray, which I know started 100 to 1 in the Scone Cup Day maiden, but since then went to Wellington and then went to Scone at long odds and absolutely just sizzled away. Jay Collett going back here and finding the line. Chazelle's is an interesting runner. Dunn, McDonald, fresh up. Last start in southern Queensland, obviously fits the mould. Talus is there. Field the Knight's there with the stable change. And I didn't find number 1, Golden Avenger, who its highway run wasn't good enough. And I didn't like the fact that Huey got beaten on it in the bush at its last start. But good, I think you mentioned its trials are better.
Well, if you noticed before last preparation, it didn't have a trial and won at Tamworth. I know that was a weak race. So it's trialled twice now impressively. I think the horse has improved dramatically, and there's a spider.
Right. Get that. Race 3 is one of the more interesting races on the card because we get to see this blue colours first up at Talier, $2.40. Best Stone is 5, Switched is $5.50, Hulk $7.50, and the others are pretty rough, headed by Tickler at $16. The map says fast speed. I had Switched leading, but Mapmaker says Mr. Polar leads De Grawen with Best Stone using those horses to get into 1 out, 1 back. Talier on its back, Switched box seating. Gord, help us out. Blue colours. You're the king of the blue. She resumes here off the back of some good-looking trials.
Absolutely sensational trials. Dominant win first up. The horse is group quality. It's got no weight on its back, so you don't have to worry about the booking of Jay Collette. That's purely because of the weight it has to carry with 54.5. So. Best horse in the race, no weight on its back. My little birdies say group quality horse. It'll just be winning this.
I
won't ask you anything else. Glenn, are you with the favourite?
I'm interested in what Gord said. I like his clarity and I like how strong he feels.
To get the seafood
we're running a little bit late and this is a lunch call, guys. So you guys just keep on talking.
For anyone out there that can see the moods of things here, we've already done the show once and it didn't record, so that's why we're a bit down.
Glenn, you got to tell the story about how Mark couldn't find the stop recording button because we weren't recording. Oh God! If you could have seen it, guys, it was so funny. Where are we having lunch?
Where are we having lunch?
Tell you.
Yeah, I'm still working.
Yeah, you're working.
He's still working, yes.
Blue colours on top for me. I wasn't as keen as what Gore was because what I like to see before I buy on a Saturday, but I'm excited about it. But I thought Hulk was the only other bet, number 4.
Yeah, well, Hulk's an interesting runner here. I mean, I'm prepared to concede Talier's got an awesome chance, even though it's first up off a Gosford win. Hulk. G-Boss was flapping around the other day in a very fast run, 1200 on sticky track here. Back to the 1100, blinkers back on. It does look an interesting runner. And good, I think Key Largo, we were looking for it in a weaker race, even though it only beat a 2-year-old last start. Mr. Colourful, who came out one at Hawkesbury yesterday.
I thought it was, a very dynamic win. So guys, go. I mean, I'd love it to be scratched tomorrow and run somewhere else. So,
well,
hopefully they listen to it.
Dream Team Matt, you're close to Brycey. Give him the leg up. Race 4 is 1,800 metres. Mr. Dependable, $2.50. Matawi, $4. Milkman is $5.50 with High Opinion. Tory Joy heads the others at $10. And it's a fast speed with Mr. Dependable holding out Dylan's Romance, leading Tory Joy to drop in. I thought she might press the issue on the quick backup. And she won at 1,800 at this stage preparation 12 months ago. Milkman tags Tory Joy with Hallelujah Boy on his inside. Gord, you're all over Mr. Dependable last start. He's now 1,600 to 1,800, third up, leads, down in weight. Is that enough?
Isn't this just the absolute perfect Gay Waterhouse setup? 13, 16, 18, 58 kgs last start, down to 54, gets control against weak opposition. It'll win.
Glenn?
Top pick for me, guys, and I thought it was a good thing. Moral, Mr. Independable.
I'm with you. I'm worried. The grey part of me says that tomorrow will be its fifth run since its win, or since its last win, and of course it ran around at $1.50 and got beaten by Matawi and Matawi's stablemate De Beer last year. But anyway, look, there's two chances. I think Mr. Dependable, and if he decides to fall over, Matawi is left to pick up the pieces. But seems just to price Matawi. Against High Opinion back in distance and Milkman with the away form. Race 5, 1,000 metres, short course again. Lashes, $2.50. Superium, $3.80. Space Boy, $5. Long Bottom, $6.50. And the others are 21 and longer. Fastish speed. Maps say that Invincible Kiss is going to lead Space Boy. I didn't think that would happen. Space Boy is desperate to lead here, especially given the way he's won his races and the way that Kathy is riding at the moment. Worldly Pleasure Posse's up fresh up. It's a first up horse, and Lashes gets onto the back of the speed here, back in distance. Glenn,
yep,
these Lashes back in distance seems well found. $2.50.
Seems well found to me. I went to the horse that's airborne straight up. Only horse I could back in the race is Space Boy. It's coming off the hot leaders track, which unfortunately is against it. But there's two horses flying in this Port Tilly stable. This one and the one that ran yesterday, Lord Zoolander. And this one put 5 on the other day. Comes back 100 metres. Kath will just go straight to the front here. And I don't think they'll catch her. Like, this is Witherspoon to me.
Yeah, well, 1,000 metres does present that way, doesn't it? It's just run as fast as you can and get the others off the bit, and you know, that's you get away with shit. Gord, are you betting in this race or not?
I'm going to entertain a bet purely because I'm against the first and second favourites. I don't like the fact that they're back in distance, and I'm not sure whether they've come up this preparation. So if you're against the first and second favourite, I suppose you're forced to bet. But forced is probably the right word, because I'm with Glenn. I got Space Boy on top. You know, I've been caught a few times recently backing dominant leaders from provincial races that won coming to Saturday Metropolitan, but Christ, this is a weak race. And I don't mind the fact that 2 starts back, it came second to Wonderbar. So I'm suggesting that means if you had a look at this horse's form, you'd suggest it could just be one that likes to dominate in the provincials. But I thought that run against Wonderbar means that it actually does have Saturday Metropolitan cred.
Yeah, well, it's the likely story is that it leads here and there's no chasers, which it sort of needs. Obviously, it was a bias assist to win the other day, but it's where I found myself as well. So there's way too much consensus in part 1.
There's way too much consensus with a Gary Portelli, Kathy O'Hara horse on a Saturday. We've all gone mad.
Hang on, I'll see if I can find the stop recording button here, Glenn. Oh, there it is. There it is.
What do you laugh? I was just sending text to one of our associates about the third part of the show. So
okay, yeah.
Okay.
All
we
right.
don't have to do that.
All right. Okay. So that's the end of part 1.